Hey there, folks. It is it's 6:39 a.m. Sunday, November 6th, 2016. Again, the Black Panther. Guy's so cool. Anyway, having faith in what you're seeing. It's part of my function to give you information, but boy, they should have stopped by now. But anyway, I'm here. I had to put out a video, so I want to put this out there too because it's important to me, because it's important to you, those of you that want to wake up, to understand a little more about what you're seeing. I've done a video about this before. This is a little different slant. It's the same thing, information, but on a different side of it. When you see something, you're given an image. That you saw that image for a reason, unless you literally were doing some goofy mantra thing or something, trying to say yellow elephant, yellow elephant, yellow elephant, and then you said, yes, I created the yellow elephant. Yeah, whatever. Unless you go in there, when you see something, you saw it for a reason. It's trying to understand it, what's going on. Excuse me, I've said this one before. You're driving down the road, and ahead of you on the side, and you're going down the highway, and up on the hill on the right-hand side, it looks like there's a shadow or something. It almost looks like there's a beaver in there. So you're driving, it's like, it looks like a beaver. Then you finally get up there, and you see it's just some wood that was put together. I love you, Herky. You rock, man. And then a stump and some stuff, whatever. And then you get there and you say, no, it wasn't. So the typical thing people say is, oh, I'm so stupid. You know, it looked like a beaver or something. Folks, you were given that message. That's a message given to you, seeing beaver. That's communication through telepathy from the other side talking with you in your head. It's a one-way thing, but it doesn't matter. It's still telepathy, okay? I love you, Herc. I'm so glad you're happy. Anyway, so when it's talking through image, okay, now, if you see that, something like that, then go back to what, the second you saw it, go back in your head, what was I thinking about when I saw that? And you might have been thinking, should I go ahead and, get a little bit out of my comfort zone and go ahead and buy that house? I can afford it, but, my life might be a little rougher at first than what I really want it to be. I won't be able to have certain pleasures or something. Well, that's telling you, yes, go ahead and get it. That was the message. Beaver energy is just do it. Sometimes it's a lot more abstract than that. This is the best way for me to describe things sometimes is a personal analogy. 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, I don't know, probably 5, 6 years ago, I had gotten to a point finding the original male and female, and it was just nonstop. There were so many little pieces of them and everything, yada, yada, yada. It wasn't driving me, quote unquote, insane, but I was to the point of like, damn, I can't get rid of them all, and they keep attacking me. I wake up there in my head. I got to take the time to actually go kill them, get that piece out, and then go get some more. Hey, Herc. Oh, good stretch, big man. Good stretch. You gonna sit over here? You gonna lay down over here? No? Yes? I love you, buddy. Anyway, so as I was at the point, I made up my mind. I said, screw it, I'll just leave. I'll just force my way out. And then I already knew enough about what I was that I can get out and just kill him. Be done with it. Because that was the most important thing for me to do. So anyway, so then all of us, anyway, I was content with that. I made up my mind, yes, we'll deal with this, figure this out in just a little bit, but that's what I need to do. And then I was leaving a friend's house and I was driving home. And I'm driving down the road, and all of a sudden on the right-hand side, now this is spirit. It was not a physical animal. It was spirit, but the image. There was this thing that was like a wolf, a tiger. It had a tail that went out thin, and that had a ball in the end. A little bit of a ball, not a ball, but like a, something that went like this, like a lion's tail. Come to think of it, exactly like a lion's tail, and it did have something of a mane, and it had teeth that were like like something of a monster movie. They were huge teeth, like about this, really thin, like piranha, but really long, big, and it was made to grab and tear apart flesh. So I'm looking at that thing, and as I'm driving, it's literally running right with me, looking at me, and I'm looking at it, and I said, "Damn, that thing looks, like horrific, pretty, badass." I wasn't afraid of it. I somehow related to it, and I didn't understand that either. So anyway, I'm still driving home, and I'm looking at it in my head. He just stayed with me, and then after, it wasn't far. After about a quarter of a mile, he left there and just came to be right here with me and just hanging out. It's almost like if your dog came up to you, sat next to you, and licked your head. That's what it was like. And then I'm still driving home. Then all of a sudden, I see this thing that looks like a cross. It was a cross between a beaver and a wolverine, and there's something else in there. Quick action. Different animal energy in there, and I'm like, all right, that's weird. And then I saw a third guy who was like in a lotus position. He's literally looked like the Silver Surfer, and I said, okay, this is weird. I love you, Herky buddy. I know, you the man. And so I didn't doubt myself. I was already so awake that it was, I was so far past that. But I got home and I relaxed, and I was looking at all three of them. And this guy that was like the Silver Surfer, it's like he was floating over my crown. And then the Beaver, Wolverine, whatever, probably more Wolverine than Beaver, was on the left side over here. And then this other thing was over here. And I looked at them, and they're all in silver. And I could feel their energy. I said, "You're part of me." I said, "This is weird." See, don't doubt yourself. Just look at what's going on and try to understand it. Be calm, relax, feel the image you're getting. It took a little bit, and it just took a little while, and I got two of them right away. The combination wolf, lion, tiger, piranha teeth thing being... I made that literally. I made all of these to help me get out of a body when I died. Okay, Source has all the frequencies in it. It wants to bond with whatever's in there. The female spirit that originally came from Gaia, that's the other part of the Kundalini that I have in my body. There's a lot of her that's going with me. I can, once I'm free myself, I can release her, and she'll be charged up, have my energy in her, and she's gonna have life. There's a few pieces of her have lives on, as and a spirit with a mother of a planet, small planet. So anyway, but I needed to get help separating to come out of the body. So this thing with the piranha teeth, that literally was to start ripping the flesh off, and the thing with the Wolverine Beaver, very aggressive claws and teeth, and it's literally that part of me, that being, would go down to the core energy and then separate it, so that I could come out. It would separate the earthen spirit from me, for the originally guy in spirit, from me, so I could come out. And then the third guy, the like Silver Surfer dude, like in a lotus position, relaxing, I didn't know. I didn't know about him until what was going on with him until yesterday. I knew he was important to my getting out. And then I was talking with all three of them, And they were just saying, you know, we're part of you that you made a long time ago to help you get out of bodies. So, and then yesterday he cranked up harder. Some of the stuff I get rid of, I got clean source energy. And I take it and I just put it into that, you know, like to my core, the Silver Surfer dude, or I take it and set it away, store it. So anyway, in a safe location. So that's the kind of thing that would make someone, you know, think that's nuts. That you going nuts or something. No. The Silver Surfer dude, that's what helps me out of the body when it's time. He helps me actually come out like a helping hand. And the other two would work on separating, but I don't know how much they're going to be able to do right now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It'll still go fine. Excuse me. But the thing is, excuse me. The thing is, to see those kind of beings, that would usually somebody would freak out. It's like, what the? No, just it's image. Understand it. They represented different energies, different functions. It's communication. It's seeing. It's understanding. What do these things really look like? They're energy. They're energy. They look like nothing. They're energy. They don't have a body. They're energy. But it's the communication process between you and the energy that is going to need image. And the stronger you get, the more you actually talk with words back and forth, because you can communicate with the language. Corey Good talks about the blue avian he talks to. It's like Ra, Tear, blah, blah, blah. It's Tear. It's my buddy Tear. He's a very strong, powerful, well-known, and respected antid. And when he talks to a whole lot of people at one time, he can sit and talk to hundreds of people, a big audience, and communicate with all of them, but he's basically using sign language is what he's showing them. Why? Because it's too hard for him to do all that, to be in all these brains, and talk with each one of them individually in their own language, so he just uses sign language. Those of you that pursue Corey Good a bit, gee, it's almost like that makes sense. How does some old fart in overalls that's tired, overweight, and dying actually know this stuff? Because I can see it. Because I know better than not to have faith in myself. I've been down that road too long. And I found out I was getting nowhere backwards. It's just, every time I thought I was wrong, I was right. When it comes to seeing stuff, no. The thing that where I was wrong is understanding the image I was seeing. So, folks, it's not really being wrong. It's learning how to understand what you're seeing. It's communication. Don't excuse me, don't worry about being incorrect. I've said it before, I'll say it 1,000 more times. I won't be around that long. But what great artist didn't have an eraser or hasn't painted over his other work? What great mathematician hasn't used an eraser, even if it's erased on a calculator? Have faith in yourself. Be good to yourself. Feed yourself nutritious food. Don't take drugs, and stay the hell away from DMT and that stuff. There's someone who's passed. I'm not talking about Max. I'm talking about someone else that was taking stuff to help him see. A lot of people do that. A lot of people take DMT and stuff like that. It's found in the pineal, so therefore we must have more. No. Wrong. If I lift weights, I get stronger, so I'll use 5,000 pounds on each side. Wrong. Your body works in a certain way, okay? the mixture of this, mixture of that, that's what works properly. Feed your body good nutrition, get some exercise as long as you can. I've got 2 different lung diseases and degenerative joint disease. My ability to exercise ended a long time ago. But I used to exercise all the time. Could do over 600 sit-ups without stopping, run half marathons and more all the time. But you don't need that, and you don't need drugs to be able to see. Just do what you can to take care of yourself. Be as healthy as you can. When you take enough of that stuff, when you start taking that stuff, period, you're going to start seeing stuff that isn't there. You can say, wow, that is so cool. I took a trip. I saw it. You saw crap in your brain. That wasn't there. Sorry. I've heard people talk about stuff. Some guy who was so famous, an older man, that had this and that and written this book and everything. And I'm looking at his head and I said, damn, it looks like an acid trip. And he talked about what he saw, and people thought it was real. They didn't know better because they couldn't see. Again, the whole process that is important here is you seeing for yourself. That's what truth is. Your truth is going to come from all you're experiencing. The more awake you are, the more you see, the more you understand, the smarter you are. The more little understandings you have, the greater your wisdom, which is a collection of understandings. But you have to have the raw data first, the knowledge, number 8. Numerology. And then numerology, too, is understanding. So, multiple 2s, elders, numbers of 2, not master. Elders, numbers of 2. That denotes wisdom. 2 2s, 3 2s. It's all there, folks. Between my books, my DVDs, all these videos I put out, they're all for you. I said I produced them. They're yours, to your information for you to absorb. Isn't that what this is all about? Time for people to really become themselves, those that want to. And like I've said a bunch of times before, those that don't want to, that's what their attitude and things, they're not going to come back and have a life after this one. That's enough. Life is about you being in a body to learn, to progress, to move forward. Not to be beat up by people who don't want to. Not to be shown the wrong example. It's not about having abusive lives and being beat up so your energy will grow bigger anymore. It's about you having lives where your energy flows. Your life flows with your energy flows with your life. It develops because you're having a life that's relative to you. If those frequencies you have are more about compassion, love, you could be take care of larger amounts of children, be nurturing here and there. You might be a voyager, want to travel. You might be an artist. Those frequencies, those lifestyles that work with your frequencies, those are the lives you're going to start having, and they're going to be much less abusive. Over 30% of the abuse in your life is going to be gone 2020. Then after that, it gets better, and then finally, when you get rid of these physical bodies and it's energetic bodies like the Fae that already exist, there's almost no impact on the planets and the plants, which will still be physical, but you'll have energy bodies that you can make physical, and then you have to release it after a little while, and you want to. And then over 70% of the abuse in creation is going to be gone. That's how you develop as spirit into the best you can possibly be. Not through abuse. That was to appease the original first being, male and female. That's over. And you're just beginning. Okay? It's time for you to start having real lives. I don't mean that you're just in the beginning of waking up. As a community, the civilization on this planet is just barely warming up. Y'all are really awake. There's a few people listening to me trying to further themselves, make comments, whatever, screw them. I'm not concerned with them. It's the vast majority of you. You want to understand, you want to learn, you want to develop, you want to become who you really are. Again, that's what it's all about. There's no great name for a great movement, no one behind it. This is everybody waking up like seeds sprouting from the ground. Just so happens it's a beautiful, large field that's just beginning to sprout. Folks, I love you, man. Take care.